the challenge was based on collections.
Yes.
So with this approach, you've simplified it. I can review that with him tomorrow
And then we
and
can
see if we can
close it.
apply those, either apply those PBIs to define the same way, or you've addressed them. You think you might have
suppose that
addressed
we
them?
have already addressed them, as I remember, but we
Okay.
just need to check.
So should we review them first? Maybe we should look at
Well,
them first and then
you
he can
definitely
confirm.
should review. Okay, well, let's do this together.
Okay.
So I can actually try to deploy the search into stage if you want.
That'd be great.
Oh, you can work with there, but on stage there is a real data, so maybe stage. Also he implemented some small fix to this editor and developed unit test for editor for some conditions. Now he's working on several bugs we found last week, event log. So there was an exception thrown in lookups and portfolio administration, and there was something else. And
Now,
then,
those bugs that we saw in staging or in production as well?
yes.
And how come we haven't seen them in production when I went to look at portfolio?
Well, so far we cannot reproduce any of the problems.
In production.
And on production of staging, it was the same code base in staging and production. I don't know.
You can't recreate, but you've solved it?
What?
You can't recreate it. He's working on that bug or he's fixed it?
No, he's working. He's trying to understand.
So we don't know what it is yet.
We don't know. No, we don't.
But you're sure that this is
Well, we saw exception registers, right? In event log, so there is a bug.
Have we seen any of these errors in production?
Well, so, I found 3 errors. I don't know which of those you're referring to. So one bug was a portfolio administration exception. You saw this on stage only, but it's the same code as on production. So I suppose that if bug is there, it should be production as well. The other one was an exception in lookups management. You saw this bug on dev only, I guess.
Staging or dev?
Oh, you know what? We saw this in production, and the third bug we saw in production was with create new case. Yes, it was IE9 user.
We test IE9.
Yeah, we do test. We try to once again we try to reproduce the bug in IE9 table. So there are probably some conditions.
How many users?
I just saw one exception, one user, and after that user created the case. So I don't know. So there was an attempt to ensure an exception, right? Yeah, and then somehow that user created the case. So not, I don't think it's like a big good problem, but still would be good to see what the cause is. Okay, Dmitry implemented task 6897, it has some refactoring task, internal development task, and also implemented 6914, it's extension to our report, backlog item to refactor. We changed how per column is displayed in all reports. So we displayed per category and per name. And now he's still working on 6783. It's that filter on your track where we can filter by days in per days. And next he'll implement 6923. It's a new backlog item we added on Friday. It's to enhance case print. Case print page, yes, thanks to the users requested some improvements. So every verification result will start from a new page, and there will be a big header. And that's it. So on Friday I was working with some backlog grooming. I also did some performance research and
on UTrack?
yeah, on UTrack I just tested look into some things and spend maybe an hour or two on the dashboards. And this is what I'm going to work on today. This dashboard page prototype. Dashboard page prototype. That's it.
Okay. On our site last week, we worked on, there was a problem where AMP wasn't refreshed with data. We started looking into that. We made us, during our research, we had a problem where Apex Central went into single user mode. That will resolve that problem. What I'm looking to do next is get all the data that's on cluster, all the tables that we need. I have a list of them. All the tables that we need on cluster into AMP.
But actually, we should continue working on this approach. Maybe it's better to come back to prior when we restore the whole database.
Yeah, it's again with like you said, it's better to restore the whole database because if any changes are made in the database, you don't have to manually go in and always
Database schema, I mean.
database schema.
So a new column added.
Yeah, so if a new column is added to cluster with the database restored, it comes right along with it. That's the ideal situation. So we can go along that path, or for a temporary solution, just get it, because right now I'm sure we're still out of sync.
Yeah, really?
We're still out of sync. So get the data over now, and then work on the extended feature where we restore the database. The problem is SSIS package has changed from 2008 R2 to 2014.
Did we say?
Yeah,
say
but
we look
it
at
looks like we don't need any to copy the file and restore, so you can do this with regular sequence data.
Okay, so that's I saw.
So is
I
that
didn't
the-
review.
Is that the simpler fix?
Yeah, if it's actually if it's a straight backup and restore, that's actually
As I understand, the only one problem was with copying file from shared location to a local drive, right? So
it's yes.
you can do this with SQL statement. You can test it without any risk to production because it just copy over the file. So if it works.
So that's along with again what happened last week. It was because the data wasn't copied, and we have scripts that put the database into single user mode. It did put it into single user mode and failed, and wasn't able to put it into multi user. And so that was a problem. So I'll work on that today. Caseload piloting. I was gonna start it, but John, we probably gotta fix this AHS problem because I don't know if that will be our showstopper. No, with the PCC data load.
You're talking about the performance right now that you're having today? So we have one production issue with the caseload pilot.
Mhm.
You're talking about that.
Yeah,
We could still schedule and get forward. I mean, we can't go on with this. This has to be resolved now anyway.
okay.
So
So-
one thing is a production issue that's gonna be resolved, the other is strategically. So we could start reaching out, then we're not.
Sure.
to start
The
rolling out.
reason is I'm saying it is I want to reach out with them, but I want to make sure that our problem is resolved because when they start piloting, we can't be having these problems. That's my.
I would think we have a lot bigger issues than the caseload. So we have to, this has to be resolved. Why did this start happening now, by the way? I understand you asked for more resources, but what happened that we suddenly broke?
It's not that it suddenly broke, it's just got to a tipping point. Right?
It's
It takes too long.
So do you see over the last several weeks that it's been increasing, it just took too long to?
So now it got over an hour, so I said enough is enough.
And the thing is, the other databases are fine. Google was fine.
If
New
the
England is
machine
fine.
is stressed, how are the other databases okay?
Because it was small.
Yeah, much smaller.
AHS is 100 gigs
This huge.
by itself.
So the actual restore of that database is a lot more wear and tear on the machine than the others?
Querying it.
What?
Querying it. Querying this table is much heavier. Jason.
So hopefully, John requested for my memory. So hopefully
They're
that
doing
will,
it now.
yeah, that will resolve the problem.
If you copy this to another database and put indexes in, would that change your life? You
Still
can't,
got to get it out.
Yeah.
if you restore the database, if you take, is there a way to just do a simple backup and restore internally of that database?
No, it's really,
It's redone.
that's why you can't do anything to it. And it's the LDF, it's not the MDF. The LDF file, you can't. It's the raw data.
So we're always gonna be
I'm gonna ask.
beholden to them that we
We're
can
gonna ask
never make
them. Yeah.
something more efficient?
Just that, we're probably gonna talk to them and find out what our options are, because this database are getting huge and it's only gonna get worse.
You have no way when the database is in, okay, I'll take it offline.
I guess, I don't want to talk about the PCC issues that we have.
So caseload, I'd like to, what I wanna do is, there's no reason we can't get them retrained,
Sure.
reach out to them
Okay.
and tell them that, they should start looking at
That's-
it, even with this issue. They have a
Okay.
tool that's,
Okay, that's fine.
let's get this moving with them,
Yeah.
okay? And
That's it,
again,
okay.
once you support, tell them how to use support, where they should reach out to, let's get them back on track.
My thing is, they will be going through both rock projector and caseload, and there will be, so if we have any discrepancies, okay, but we can still go ahead. But I'm just saying that, right, it's gonna be double entry, and we're doing both caseload and rock projector. So if
Is road projector working? With
yeah,
the delay, road projector, it's having the same problem.
rock
Goes up.
projector,
Yeah, but
it's-
rug projector is a lot easier to fix. I
Yeah.
can fix rug projector in like less than 10 minutes. This other process takes 2 hours.
okay, so we will talk about it.
There's no reason we can't reach out to them, and get the ball rolling.
Okay.
And they have an override feature. Whenever they see a discrepancy, they can still use they're submitting it on an override.
I'll send you the emails, then you can forward the CCS on it so that we can get moving on this. We have a child's coming up today. We have a lot of work to do. I think there's 2 or 3 facilities that have been child. So we have to work on it and get it by the end of the day.
How are you going to handle the one in Texas?
The one that was
Because they're literally moving. They're not moving everybody. It's not just a clean cut over. So you're doing like half the building today and half the building tomorrow. You guys aware of this?
Yeah, you're talking about Wichita Falls,
Yeah.
which is getting.
They're like
what's it
wheeling the
called?
people down the street.
It's not the first time they did it.
I know. So it's not. I don't know if it matters. Does it matter?
They're all going to be added. They're all going to be become one facility. That's
Right.
just how we're putting the user accounts from the other facility into the other
Right.
facility.
So like we have the same problem with census. We're not transitioning it.
okay.
Are you generating reports over the next 2 days?
We are just not. We're keeping them at the old building.
Okay, so I think,
Is he back up?
yeah, that being said, we'll have to wait on whatever the name is. We have to wait till it's Wichita Falls. We have to wait
Well,
till.
the name is going to be no. That was only the temp name. It was keeping one of the facility names. What are the 2 facilities that are moving in there? I forget now. Abigail, Wichita Falls. What's the new facility name that's in there?
How much to
Monterey is
go
going to
back
be the name. So,
So
how much to go back
Wichita
to-
Falls is going
It was
to.
just the building.
Okay.
but the Monterey
Monterey.
will be that facility is staying alive. It's just moving into a new building, and the other facility is going to migrate into Monterey.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, but I think they have new books, no?
I think that
It's a
we
new
were told
facility
that. No, I
code?
don't- I
It's
don't
a
think so.
facility code?
okay.
Abigail, they gave it a new facility code? Check with Rob.
Okay, so these are the things that we got to, and again, I'm gonna make sure I have all the information before I start doing anything. And, before it throws everything out of whack. So I'll get all my information first for this child's before we proceed, okay? Onboarding with emails, like I have all the database on test set, right now I just gotta go through and link in the emails. I've not done that yet, but all the details on tests is set. I have all the test-A, I have the test resources. My application is writing everything into the test environment, so we have all that set up right now. I have to just go and start creating the emails and make sure that everything works.
Manny's in the loop with you on that?
Yes.
And have they resolved the other issue about them being able to manually create?
No, Heim wanted me to go through the test first to see if I can reproduce it there, and do a more research until we probably contact Microsoft if we have to contact Microsoft. Our last resort is to contact Microsoft, but we want to do a little bit more research on our side. That's it for me. Eric?
On Friday, we tested the PCC, running store procedure on staging for all the residents, and I compared how many duplicate records were created afterwards, and about 24.
How many?
24.
So is there a problem with that?
So we did some research and we found that what happens is that when there's
Duplicate PCC records were causing the issue with spot check them.
duplicate PCC records, same resident with two different IDs.
We're not smarter than the source system. That's fine.
The same resident with two PCs.
Yeah, twice the PCC with different IDs. So we saw this.
But is it the same facility?
Did we fix the HS? Did we fix the HS issue? Why it was failing?
It still failed
It's
today.
still-
I think
yeah.
Lee was
It's all
tired
based on
today.
this issue.
So it's a timing issue of when this runs from?
What's that?
The whole issue we had where HS job fails, but
Friday.
PCC, Global and Reliant are running through.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same problem with PCC.
It all goes back to that same issue.
I'm saying it's a timing issue that's taking longer and we're running too soon. That's the issue.
No, timing, why? It's timing. Their job's failing because the database is locked up,
Yeah.
which is independent of the issue of resources.
It's locked up because that job's taking longer.
No.
Why is that locked
It's
up,
locked
but the
up
other
because
Global
it's
and Reliant
spamming the
isn't?
log files, because they're separate databases.
Right now, AHS fails on a regular basis.
Not every day.
So when,
On Friday,
It failed
we
on
had a
Friday.
unique.
On Friday,
and,
the problem had nothing to do with the fact that the database was in restore mode. It was in the fact that it was taking 2.5 hours for it to run.
so that's a timing issue.
Performance issue.
What I'm saying is we're running before the job is complete. The job is taking longer and this job
It's the
ran.
same, this is the job. It's only one job. There's no schedule. There's one job that moves the data from PCC into staging, into RMP, right? And then the black box picks it up. It's all one job. It's daisy chain. We
So if
fixed
it's
that.
daisy chained,
Right.
that job should have been waiting
It was
as a,
running. It was running.
Yeah, but we saw on Friday that it actually did have the AHS data, but it didn't delete the table.
something's not
Okay.
making sense with this, something that we should understand. Because Global and Reliant, we understand we have a problem with AHS, we have to understand the impact that it's having and what we're doing to fix it, okay? If it's the resource and it'll run more efficiently, that's fine, but it can't be that it's one process running sequentially and it's failing for AHS, not for Global, because it's taking longer. If it's running sequentially, it should have just taken 5 hours to get done as opposed to failed. So there's obviously something that is not daisy chained in that process that jumped ahead of the, ran too soon. It ran on a lock table.
All right, so it's a model, we gotta take.
So we should understand what happened there. We're gonna have to refine this because that step should not have run
Yeah.
without the wiping out. We still don't understand that because we loaded a lot of information that we weren't planning to. So we still have to run the HS cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay, that has to be done sooner rather than later. That has to be done before the caseload, by the way.
Okay, but that,
He created 40,000.
It wasn't created. I only saw 6,000. I'm not sure what actually loaded in AHS production, whatnot.
So we have to understand that, and it looked like it had minimal impact, but we should run the cleanup beforehand because it was all inactive records.
Aaron, is it just we have 50 more duplicates, right?
Not 50 more,
54
total 54.
total.
We had duplicates beforehand.
And
also.
all those duplicates are just the duplicates in PCC.
We I didn't go through all of them, but we went through like 5, 6,
And all duplicates.
we assumed that the others are also.
So that clean up won't change anything, but still,
Yeah.
like,
because if,
On the active records. Discharge records,
it won't change anything at all because we have two PCC residents, different ID but same social security number.
I don't know if that's what happened
no.
on the discharge, we looked at the active.
we,
The impact to active records was minimal, and we explained it on spot checking. Discharge, we didn't. So what we want to do is see what the cleanup of the discharge records. Perhaps we should run that through. I didn't think it's going to be a huge impact one way or the other, from the data we saw.
But anyway, in the summer, it looks like that process works fine, and we should enable this in production, right? I mean, the CK sharp process.
The PCC catch up on a weekend?
Yeah.
It would appear as such.
If you run the catch up, okay, so we can enable it to run, the X 4 days or whatever.
And then also this week, we have to focus on David Klein
Yeah.
also. We have to do the same tests, but do not use live tables, please.
Aaron, but is this, you did catch up from 2010, right? And you said that it worked only for HS, but not for the client and others.
No, we tested for all volumes.
I understand, but you accidentally wrote all the data for HS portfolio.
I don't know
No,
what I,
he
what I
did
did.
it for all, it got wiped out for the others.
Yeah, I mean, the sort of procedure first.
So you still have to repeat this.
But please, can we make sure we're not doing this to a live production database?
But
Yeah,
we
we have-
still have to repeat this for at least the client portfolio.
Yeah.
On
No,
production.
David Klein's on a portfolio, Global and Reliant are portfolio.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, of course, the global
So
portfolio.
he did the tests, he did the tests on
Oh,
the
it's
Global and
100%,
Reliant, and he did
right.
the counts. He did that. AHS actually loaded to production. We had done the testing on this.
But that's, we still should do this for global and reliant.
We did it, what do you want to do differently?
On production.
on production.
Yeah, well, we have to run it, we have to run this whole process through in production.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, 100%. And then in test, we now have to do David Klein to see whether the new stored procedure that we backed out, whether or not we can move that back into production and run the catch up on that also. When you run the tests on David Klein, please do not load production
I'm
tables.
just about C, global and reliant portfolio, we will have to schedule.
Yes.
So HS2.
Okay.
Okay.
Are all three.
Here.
Another thing, I'm being able to digest notifications.
Just a few times.
I'm configuring that.
What?
AMP digest notifications, so that's like daily, but there's a certain amount of certain notifications every 2 minutes. So we can configure those for our notifications that we have out. Now another thing on farm
It's already
scripts,
set.
we had some data issues, and we found we had bad mappings, another, 2 bad mapping facilities.
This one set the maximum,
Um,
but it's probably.
Yeah, those ones just now.
Okay, so let me know
so
what
we
it
have
is.
to fix the mappings, and then we have to fix the data, meaning because
Looks like it's
the
manual
residents going to one facility, which have to go to the really.
Okay, so let's
You have to update these.
talk about that.
Now, you know, posted. And then, we'll talk about the chows and
Yeah.
the seed run.
Okay. A lot of like, be nice.
So on Friday, Mark and I cleaned up the Apex portfolio in AMP. Basically, people like Ben Steinfeld and other Apex employees were just assigned to the Apex portfolio, which includes Deer Meadows and Sinai, but really people reporting don't need that info because those facilities are external clients. So we just cleaned up some of the permissions that therefore Ben and his team, and really I guess other people also like accountant, they wouldn't see Deer Meadows or Sinai in their drop-down filter, which is good, and we documented how we did it. We actually made a mistake, which is whatever, but it's good that we had documentation to know what we did. We also spoke with Global about the NRI form, seeing which fields need to be added, how we can roll it out, and Sam's kind of pushing back a little bit. So
Still, huh?
yeah, his two trackers said it works great in every state but New York. So Mark's like, fine, let's roll out everything but New York. And Sam's like, nah, I don't know. So whatever. And then Beacon went live on Friday. They're gonna keep using it for the next couple weeks.
What? Yes?
New RTS, yeah. And hopefully they stay with it, but if they don't like it, you know, they don't have to stay with it. It's up to them. As far as today
You don't
goes,
like New York, yes?
if they don't like
Yes.
New RTS.
Ah, East.
It's a free trial. We're not paying anything. for orchards.
How long does
It was supposed to be from Labor Day until Halloween,
doesn't seem right.
but we didn't get them applied before the holidays and just stuff happened. So I think Thanksgiving is going to be, a month is more than enough time to know if you do or don't like it. I mean, and they're doing double entry with old RTS if they want. It's up to them, So as far as today goes, we need to change orchards, post the portfolio name. Ben Seinfeld said it's okay.
you have the email?
Okay, I ordered it to the whole room, including yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ben Steinfeld said it's okay to change the name of portfolio of orchards
To
to Certus.
The what?
The company that owns the 6 Ohio homes, their name is Certus Healthcare Management. So they want the portfolio name to be Certus for the orchards. And Ben Steinfeld actually okayed it. He sent it forward to Shana about something else. But from our perspective, we got the green light. Also, in that Chowd email, one of the 6 facilities was Fulton Ridgewood. As of yesterday, they're now Carolyn. So again, we have the green light to make that change as well. So just 2 changes on, I guess, the mapping side of things.
it's better than the map, it is the show.
Well, I don't have access to change the drop-down filters name.
It's just a general.
Right. Also, as Aaron mentioned today, the digest should be fixed in spring 36, so we're going to roll that out for now in Garfield and Reliant. I'm getting the test emails right now to make sure it works, and then once we see it does work, we'll add Alan as a recipient. There's an issue right now with verification on AMP. There's an error that says the server is not connected. I did send an email to Vlad to see what's going on, but basically, it seems across all the portfolios, no one can verify. So it's a big issue. And then, as you and Mark alluded to a little bit earlier, I do need to get more versed in the whole caseload rollout. Again, I think we want to get 3 facilities going forward. And also, I just need a quick crash course in caseload itself. I don't really know a lot about it. I don't know what I do and don't need to know.
Say again?
Go see who's there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been happy to send out emails and whatever, but if I'm going to be support, which I am, I don't know how to support them at the moment. So that's what I've got.
Jen?
I'm just trying to fix this PCC server.
Okay. And this one, the PCC,
I just want to do it once again. So, PCC cash out starting from 2010. We did
Money, guys,
I'm
what's up?
talking about production.
So this not enough. What happened is.
I understood what happened, but as a result, we have the data in production,
I
right?
don't know how many were actually.
So